Today we're going to show you how to clean a charcuterie board. You've had your party, everything is done, and there's always leftover food. So the first thing is take anything big off, and I'm not going to throw it in the garbage, I'm just going to use a garbage bowl because this is a very heavy board. So remove any pieces with your hands that you can. Some things come off easily, some don't. For the rest, just like the breadcrumbs that might be left or cracker crumbs, we use a bench scraper. Just getting rid of any crumbs. Anything else, bench scraper might get rid of some of the jam, some of the berries, even some of the cheese will come off with a bench scraper. Then to get the rest of the stuff off, the cheese, to get it off, works well with just a very damp sponge, not wringing wet, damp. And just try to wipe as much of it up as you can. And the cheese comes off pretty well. The oil from the olives leaves a stain. The jam, not so much. It's kind of hard to get it all off. The tomato will come off pretty well, and the berries will probably leave a stain. As a reminder, I rinsed out the sponge with really hot water. And hot water is important to get everything off the charcuterie board. You don't want any leftover food because you will store this after it's all cleaned. So wipe it up again, and there still are some stains. So we mixed up just some baking soda and water, and I'm going to rub a little bit on the two places that are stained. And I just use my fingers. Rub it in good. You can see it sort of it's getting flaky. And once that is done, use your sponge again with your hot water, wipe it up, get it all off. You might have to use your bench scraper again to help. Get it all off, and the next step would be to dry it. And there will be a final drying because this is wood, so you do want it dry, you don't want it wet. If there's a particularly heavy stain that the baking soda did not get up, another thing you can use is half a lemon. Cut it, squeeze a little bit of juice on it, rub it in. If that still doesn't work, add a tiny bit of salt underneath the lemon. Tiny bit, doesn't need much. Rub it in. It acts as an abrasive. Take your sponge, wipe it off, and dry it. This should take care of cleaning it all the way through. Now, like we said, it's important you don't want to put it away dry. So when you make sure all the food is off, all the lemon, all the baking soda, then we're going to, once it's completely dry, we're going to treat it so that it stays nice and can accept food the next time. Okay, our food is all off. And we do want to put the board away dry. So if you feel it's still damp. Don't put your board away like this. Don't clean it. Don't add any conditioner or anything when it's still this wet. In fact, we leave a board out this size at least 2 hours. And if it still feels slightly damp, leave it overnight. Make sure that you do touch it. You don't want anything wet on it. When it's completely dry, we use a butcher block conditioner, and that's to make it so that the food doesn't soak in as badly. It helps it so it doesn't completely, the wood itself doesn't completely dry out and split. Once your board is completely dry, and we're going to show you on one of our small ones, we use a butcher block conditioner. So you use just a small amount, drip it on, and then rub it in the direction of the wood grain. This is a long board, the wood grain goes that way, so does this one. Just rub it, and you rub it very gently with a nice soft cloth, and you would rub it all over. If there's not enough to rub there, add just a little more. It doesn't take much. And this protects your board, protects the wood, and it's food grade safe. So you can definitely use it on anything where you're going to have food. because it's made for butcher blocks and all types of wood. And you can see it gets a little bit shiny, a little bit, and at this stage, you leave it out to completely dry as well before you put it away. Okay, so our board is now oiled. It's all been oiled, it's been wiped off. The directions on this, and probably most butcher block conditioners, say in 20 minutes to go back with another clean cloth in the direction of the wood grain and wipe it off one more time just to get everything, any excess that didn't soak in or didn't get used. And then your board is ready. Put it away once it's all completely dry and it's ready for next time.